are the foundation of the future. Action is crucial. I are the rock. I are the solution. Day by day you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Judge me not by what I seem to be. Judge me by what I say and I do. You give what you got and you get what you give. Keep it consistent, keep it positive. I and I are the foundation of the future. I and I, action is crucial. The rock. I and I are the solution.
I never held a book until I was 6 years old when I left my village. But I learned about the stars, the seas, the forest. I learned respect for the elderly, for the young, respect for leaders, respect for the environment. I learned about hard work, serving one another, self-control, patience, love. I learned all these from the spoken word, uttered by my grandmother during story time under the moonlight, from my grandfather communicating through the talking drums, my father calling out each plant by name and paying homage to Olodumare, the owner of the heavens and the earth, my mother singing sonorously, teaching me the songs and dance that celebrate my culture and uniqueness. Yes, these stories, songs, prayers taught me everything a child needed to know. They were the custodians of our culture, our humanity, our environment, and our future. Today, as we express ourselves through the power of art and the important contribution of the spoken word, let this legacy of joy, love, hope, and reassurance continue to thrive. I welcome everyone joining, connecting, or listening in to the Poetry Slam for Peace 2021 with cultural expressions from all around the world. Welcome.
Name this tune. What? Okay. John Coltrane. John Coltrane makes the sax go insane. I said John Coltrane makes the sax go insane. And we are pacing, racing towards freedom at the speed of a freight train. Prepare for flight and pack light. We are making leaps and bounds to the metropolis with superhero gusto. Spider-Man ain't got nothing on us. This is giant steps, baby. Before hip-hop, there was bebop, where the beat dropped whenever, wherever we wanted to. Good luck catching up with our groove, where the only move you can make is a finger snap and a head bob, because there's no dancing tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the intricacy of what chaos can be. Bear witness to the syncopation of a downtown ditty, an uptown frenzy. More than music, this is the definition of cool with a capital C. The era of speakeasies and fedoras, struts and zoot suits, where the language is you and your horn. And tonight, Coltrane is preaching in a church of St. Hypnus. His congregation consists of cats, dames, and daddios. Translators need not apply, can you dig it? This is the DNA of the city, the blood of the asphalt jungle, pumping and bumping on a sidewalk near you, on the bustling streets of car horns and the roar of motor engines, the swarm of beat taxis humming and buzzing from block to block, to the underground zip and swish of the subway dragon. Let the notes dip and dive till we rise and arrive to a cloudless New York sky. Make friends with the looming titans of skyscrapers towering above the puny ants known as people. Coltrane is our guide as we ride high through this vastness of culture and contemporary America, and we are soaring and sailing, laughing and scatting. The melody of free, let the riff lift you to new plateaus, beyond platitudes which you thought music could be. This is giant steps, baby, between a man and his craft, striving and levitating landmark levels, between horn and the human breath, the pitter-patter of fingers and buttons pressed to ignite the harmonic wail of a legend daring to make leaps and bounds and carrying his listeners every giant step of the way.
The biggest virtue of humanity lies in our fragility. The biggest weakness is found there too. How else could we explain this pain that hurts within, this pain we dare not name, this pain we numb and say? But we have to look away, to be strong, survive some way. To that I say, if we don't allow ourselves to feel, is survival actually real? Or is it but an illusion of a life, half lived but half feared? The biggest virtue of humanity lies in our fragility. Sadly, the biggest weakness is found there too. How else could we explain this inaction and indifference towards those who risk their lives to make it to the other side, our side? We know they know. Their little boats against their tides have no chance, yet have we really asked ourselves, why do they do it anyways? Let me put it this way. Generations upon generations in your homeland have been on the losing side, while generations upon generations have conquered and emptied your lands. And now they relish in the comforts of their privilege beyond that sea, beyond those tides. If the cards have been dealt for generations and you belonged to the losing side, wouldn't you grow tired of those odds? Wouldn't you defy them out of desperation and sometimes at any cost? We know, they know, and we let them live with that. It is so easy for us to turn the news off, have the last sip of coffee, and move on. We pile up news of bodies piled up in our seas, and sometimes, for even but a split second, our heart breaks in 1,000 pieces like all those boats' shredded pieces, yet our fragile pieces can't dare to speak up for the truth. And if we speak, for I am speaking, is that enough to inspire or to act? Or are we so numb we cannot stand against what's killing us all? From them it takes their lives, but from us who witness and do nothing, our souls. The biggest virtue of humanity should lie in our fragility. It should make us soft to one another. It should make us fight, even if peace is so easily attainable to us. It should make us fight, even when we know for certain that we will never have to face those tides. It should make us fight until no one in this world has to fight to have a decent life or their human rights intact. Until everyone in this world knows how peace feels like. The biggest virtue of humanity lies in our fragility. Sadly, the biggest weakness is found there too. The good news is we always get to choose. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you.
Let's create myths. That's all. We have been practicing for years now. And now it's the time. Let's mythologize our jobs and feel that we are offering something to this world. Let's mythologize our anxiety and give color to the key opening the door to our darkness. Let's mythologize our big noses, our crooked teeth, our crossed eyes, our lost hair, and feel that their melody is something to be held and not to be seen. Let's mythologize our fantasies and start dreaming without the need to sleep before. Let's mythologize our needs and stop building shops to buy them and build hugs instead to take care of them. Let's mythologize our way to love and stop feeling ashamed of what we are and be what we are without the fear of Big Brother. Let's demystify our inability to accept us and others and focus to our ability to touch us and others. Let's demystify our ego, our jealousy, our stop on the way and touch the shoulder of someone and say, "Hey, I wish you a lovely day." You know what? A Greek poet says that we are always four. Me, you, and you. Let's demystify the thought of monad, as we are so many inside and outside us. Let's demystify the thought of unity and start spreading conformity to what makes us cry. Let's demystify purity and make love as much as we can. Let us be the myth of our fingerprints and start erasing all our future mistakes so we are not the ones making them real. Let us be the myth of our fingerprints so that we are the ones identified when isolated to the memory of a simple touch. Don't forget, there is a huge difference between myth and reality. Reality uses the lips to kiss, when myth uses the lips to make the words come out of them. Remember that and come and find me so we can all together go and kiss the world when we are allowed to play again. Let's mythologize the new normality as it was never our reality. Let's mythologize all the times we said "I love you" and pray to all the toys that made us happy once upon a time. Let's demystify our angry inner self and offer our memory to a melody of a piano playing the white with the black keys together and dance as if it was the first time we're seeing two faces in love for the first time. Let's demystify perfection and start making errors and mistakes that are hurting us so we learn how not to hurt the others. Let's just see that we are not the ones who deserve to be mythologized. We are the ones who have the obligation to make us and others feel that they deserve everything.
In McKinley Park, a 13-year-old boy wanted to ride his bike before the Chicago heat got too hot, but the heat found him first, so in McKinley Park, a 13-year-old boy got shot Sunday. He died Tuesday, and Wednesday, you turned on the news to see how bad the heat would get. You discovered it would be too hot, and you turned off the news when the newscaster talked too much about the violence in the city. In Little Village, a 13-year-old boy got shot by a police officer. And you saw the video and did nothing because you don't live in Little Village and your little boy is doing just fine, but you are not safe because Chicago summers bring parched throats thirsty for blood. This heat gets too hot in the summer. It brings sidewalks begging to quench their thirst, and the city supplies bodies that it needs for its craving. Chicago's sanitation workers spend hours each summer bringing black blood out of their mops from our sidewalks. They drain this blood-soaked water into our drains, into Lake Michigan, and now this tainted water follows us through our daily routine. It hydrates our throats when we are thirsty. It is swished in our mouths as we brush our teeth, only for us to spit it out when we are done. You cannot separate yourself from this violence. You cannot watch the city bleed and not bleed with it. Chicago summers bring community, so if they die, you die with them. Nothing in the city is safe. Not even our water. And isn't that the perfect representation of our city? That we drink from the supply of blood-soaked water? That we are trapped in the cycle of our own violence, that even the things that are supposed to help us survive are tainted.
We're strong, potent and solid. We're mighty, yet shaken. We tremble, shudder, shiver. We are a river of calm, cool and collected, quiet, still and smooth. Smooth is the mood of love through mood ring eyes. We try, for we are challenged, taxed, tested, arrested. Intensify, a people in defense of thy humanness, seriously and not so serious. Delirious child, turbulently mild, mildly wild. We are love, we are seething, gullible children believing, understanding and demanding, yet easy, oh so breezy. Protective, corrective, we are love.
My name is Catherine Sakida. I'm known as Kat. and this poem is called Classroom of Promises. Pen and paper is where I started. Words in a classroom where they are normally ignored, suddenly invited to have a voice. Like a quiet kid I've always been, my brain begins to race and I grab a pen and paper and begin to write about growing up in the projects. My pain, my desires, my entire life. I've learned the art of words can be so powerful, bringing me to my knees, releasing tears of relief. I first became an artist in my classroom, and I learned that when I shared my stories and my thoughts, I was not alone. Pen and paper is all I needed. I was 14 and I began to recognize the power in my words. When I first finished a piece of writing, the quiet kid presenting to the class, and every word I spilled into the classroom of promises has shown me that my nightmares can transform into creative promises. My words became my way out of my shell, my stories about the beautiful toughness of growing up in the projects. I woke up to art being one color, to art allowing me to show my pride, and now I created a free little library in a place where many think there is no creativity, no art. Now I look at the art plastered on my neighborhood walls, and I realize that without art, I would be colorless.
My name is John Bembry, and the name of my piece is called Visions. We are all born into this world without a goal or a vision. They say we were all created equal and the same, but we're different. If art was not important, why is it the greatest form of expression? It helped me better than any drug or therapist in my time of depression. Creating images with words, or 1,000 words with one image. The eye gives sight, but with passion gives vision. A pencil, a paintbrush, or a microphone can help lead to a way you've never known. Water-based colors form from black and white, emotions like a rainbow that fills you with life. Excitement, anger, confusion, and depression. Without the work of art, how could we express this? My passion for music, my love for writing, my hopes and dreams, my fear of dying, the thought of success with the struggle of trying becomes a creation of greatness, which is art.
In the future, there will be time. Time to discover the meaning. Time to listen to poetry. Time to paint the horse. Time to visit a museum. Time to déjeuner sur l'herbe. Time to write a manifesto. Time to sit together with your loved one. Time to read. Time to talk. Time to walk. Time to work. Time to study. Time to teach. Time to live. Time to think about what to do in the future when there will be time. Time to discover the meaning of foobar. Time to listen to your poetry. Time to paint the Trojan horse. Time to visit the Museum of Art. Time to déjeuner sur l'herbe. Time to write a manifesto. Time to sit together with your loved one. Time to read. Time to talk. Time to walk. Time to work. Time to study. Time to teach. Time to live. Time to think about what to do in the future when there will be time. Time to discover all the meanings of foobar. Time to listen to Vogon poetry. Time to paint the Trojan horse in my notebook. Time to visit the Museum of Concocted Art. Time to déjeuner sur l'herbe. Time to write a manifesto. Time to sit together with your loved one. Time to read. Time to walk. Time to talk. Time to work. Time to study. Time to teach. Time to live. Time to think about what to do in the future when there will be time.
We would be invincible if we were one. If we were one. One. Not the same, not together, but one. Like one forest growing in different times, in different directions, in different ways. One forest communicating deeply through our rhizomes, accepting our identity, our fragile zones. If I see myself as a forest, I know which plants are not receiving enough sun. I make space for them. If they need nutrients, I send my sap. Fungi, small plants, big trees spreading through our roots, making exact clones of themselves to create other mother plants, to keep spreading our fruits, our essence. What is my essence? What kind of plant am I? How do I tend to grow? Where am I trying to go? Wouldn't it be nice to just know how to life? Why do we have to keep moving and changing, evolving and mutating and outgrowing the skin we were so comfortably wearing? We look like fools and we think, oh, they are surely mocking me, and what will others say if I challenge the image of me they made? And maybe now it's a perfect time to say, just be yourself. Individuality is the way. But if you grew up in a culture where community is rewarded, it's harder to internalize in that way, because you see clearly the threads that link you and others, the effects you have in your brothers, the ripples you make when you hurt another. It's a big responsibility to just let go of your earth mother. Different views of living right. We should still know that we can be one. You can listen to others. You can listen to us, the ones who are not inspired by being more special than anyone. Not more than my sisters, not more than my land. Searching for seats on the top table is not an ambition of mine. I see the game and its rules, and I don't want to play anytime. Give me transparent souls, people brave enough to design ways to go back to harmony. People that don't yell, my money. People that don't go out only when it's sunny. People big enough to contain the suffering our past creates. All our wars are battles, all our checkmates, all our memories are cursed. Ignoring history will make it worse, but it can be a blessing if we hold it, if we simply care enough to transform it. Give me people big enough to compost the sorrow in exchange for more life and more joy tomorrow. Naivety leads us to destroy and deforest. Let's be wise. We can build one biodiverse forest. One, not the same, not even together. One dynamic forest growing at different times, in different directions, in different ways. One. We will be invincible. Oh, we will be invincible if we were one. If we were one. If we were one.
Hey, beautiful people, I'm Jerome Bailey Jr., and I'm going to read a poem to you that promotes world peace that I recently wrote about so much going on, and it's called Frames. Mattresses on the curb, soaked with sleeping hopes of normalcy. Had to leave forcibly. What you know when we fell. Couldn't take another blow, then we feel the wind. We hit again, change of plans. My family back home in Afghanistan, the mood blew. When the moon blew in deep blue lakes. Machine guns and grenades, innocent women and children and men, marching bands, but this ain't a parade. They got tanks, our tanks for generators. But instead, furniture outside, wood bordered on windows, rusted stairs, using tires for chairs because we ain't going nowhere. It'd be graffiti and gardens, both beautiful, both natural, and both reactions to their environment. I woke up at 5:45 before the sunrise just to find the moments of comfort. My heart is blind when all the world awaits. All the world awakes. We judge others' love to hurl mistakes. How do we find love in a world of hate? The human heart is deceitful. Do we want good more than evil? I search for answers to find. Some have a ruler beneath you. Lord, I repent today. We kneel and pray, eyes closed, but we still awake. Well, the heart can never change until the day you mate. Truth awaits the bridegroom patient. We choose to heal and rebuild when we find wounds, the fine womb from which we came. We love justice, virtue, and happy endings. Restoration for the never-ending trials of life. Together we rise in the night. Even when it's dark in the day, we stay awake and bathe in this water of waves. Frames, Jerome Bailey Jr. I hope you find peace. I hope our world finds peace. With love. Peace.
Hello everyone, I'm Wheezy.
And I'm Saza.
And we are co-founders of Epic Dance Company.
Epic Dance Company is a group of artists based in Phoenix, Arizona that combines street and concert dance with elements of hip-hop theater, spoken word, and media to tell stories and spread a message.
And we're here to talk about our latest collaboration with the one and only poet Lady Caress and videographer Justin Villalobos.
Yes, we believe as artists that it is our responsibility to respond to what is happening in the world. And this was our response to the big social justice and equality movement that has really come to the forefront in the last couple of years.
And many of the art forms that we use and many people enjoy are all rooted in Black and brown culture. So we wanted to show light, celebrate, and pay homage to those.
So we hope you will enjoy our video, We Be, featuring Lady Caress.
You see, they wanted us to tiptoe through the tulips. We said, no, we're gonna footwork and move hips. See, our tiptoes be too swift, we two-step, then move quick. See, we be foundation. Like concrete in an open lot, y'all dance was built off of what we brought, and we brought that realness, that grit, that grime. You call it urban, we say color can't be defined. Honey, we are melanin skin. We turn bland into current trend with a pop block and a head spin. See, we know what it means to stand in the sunlight even though they be throwing shade. We have bled from red hearts and still came out like black spades, winning no matter the hand. Because in every hand, spades always trump. Put our feelings and emotions in protest, in crump, fist bump. Like Africa Bombada, we started breaking rules. Used hip-hop as our tool. Shout out to DJ Kool Herc for putting in work. Can I get a whoop whoop for the old school? We salute Sam, y'all, but that's Boogaloo. You see, we roll Soul Train because our souls were in pain. But we do not vogue in vain. From our black, we whack. From New York to Camelback, racism never ran this train off track, and we still kept it classy. Like Catherine Dunham. Modern dance never seen us coming. And we realized then that they may not like the color of our skin, but that our music and our movement is in every sector you're in. So when we step in the cypher, we don't hesitate. We dance away the anger so we don't harbor hate. And we learn through dance how to collaborate. And if we all did the same, y'all, we could make America great.
Return home. Hear her calling wildly in the wood that whistles as it burns. Feel her pulling you, tied in her tide with a lunar grip, holding you firmly to her hip, lip locked with her face, returning you to your birthing place, with your heart pounds clave rhythms, under a moonlit orchestra of coquilles, winded in your avian paradise of humble beginnings, her bird song a hammock that lulls you to sleep. Hair of palm trees dance in a bomba breeze, while everything is whole and complete in the bosom of her beach, in the veins of dirt streets, where footprints beg to be planted at the mountain of her feet, in the dust of memories. Why try to outrun her? Why? No matter how far you've roamed in space, this is where you belong. At her side, Mother said, "Come home." You are summoned to return to the arms of Madre Tierra. This treasure is not buried. Why deny fate? Why ask a bird to not fly? Nature undenied, her oceans rise higher than ever before, above the heavens that bore the rain from where you descended. Sacred, ethereal beings are we, the children. This is not a new fight, but a new flight to the oldest destination, Pacha, Tierra, Mama, Mama. Her love is the balm for the burn of colonization, but you must return to your mother nation, Madre Natal, rematriate, defend where X marks the spot, the being that unearthed you, exposing your roots so you could never deny to yourself or anyone that made you believe you are not hers. Listen to these words. Return to Mother Earth. Return.
The title of this piece is called "Gold is My Favorite Color." Dandelions have seen me die 1,000 times. Petals be pallbearers. Black concrete be serial killer. Is that a crime? Don't bring roses to my funeral. It ain't that kind of function. Bring sunflowers instead. Yes, get a bag of sunflower seeds and spit at my corpse. That is the best way to send me home.
How do you tell a room full of 22 pairs of eyes staring at you, waiting for you to read the poem that saves their lives? How do you tell a room full of children with war written across their faces, uncertainty lining their bellies? How? Can you imagine the royalty that sits in this room are those who have been saved with their siblings? These young ones, they get to you. That the only way they've known the scent of mint is from their mother's fingertips. I am asked to teach them how to write an I am poem. A poem that calls for definition and purpose, something familial. We manage to get through the day's tasks. We are speaking of parents and loved ones and things that they have been through. Turmoil at its best. That the only way that they could recognize their parents is from fallen limbs and bodies, through prayer beads pulled apart and scattered like their innocence. They are there. They say those grown folks, they worry about deadlines and paperwork. How do you tell a room full of 22 pairs of victimized eyes to trust their gut, to hold God in their words, to build their backbone out of the pillars of their iman, hold their hearts to the sky and listen, speak for the unspoken and live for the lives that have been ripped from us? At the end of our time together, these are no longer I am poems. These are anthems to who they are and who they will fight to be.
Listen to know, know to do, do to progress, progress to arrive, arrive to find, find to lose, lose yourself. Listen to know, know to do, do to progress, progress to arrive, arrive to find, find to lose, lose yourself. Lose yourself to be found, let yourself be found by yourself. Find yourself again to know yourself to love and love to be loved. Lose yourself to be found, let yourself be found by yourself. Find yourself again to know yourself to love and love to be loved. Then everything will become clear. Everything will become clear. Everything will become clear. Listen to know, know to do, do to progress, progress to arrive, arrive to find, find to lose, lose yourself. Lose yourself to be found, let yourself be found by yourself. Find yourself again to know yourself to love, love to be loved. Then everything will become clear. Everything will become clear. Everything